All right, I am going to call the meeting to order, and we will go ahead with roll call.
Nancy Bell, Ripon Public Library Director.
Travis Lipto, School District Representative.
Lisa Weeks, President.
Nancy Baird, member.
Rex Spears, member at large and tennis coach.
Doug Iverson, Vice President and City Council Representative.
Janet Bosco, member.
All right, the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from December 9th and December 30th. They are attached. Are there any questions or points for discussion on either of those?
I'm looking for where else I signed.
I do have a question
Sure.
on the November 9th meeting. Under statistics, community engagement highlights include library's lantern walk, and it's not Barstow Elementary, it's Barlow Elementary.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Like, I'm looking at that, so like,
Like
that's not the right name, I don't
That's not
think.
correct.
Okay.
Good catch.
Yeah, well, like, it's like I've never been there before, so.
All right, any other comments? Okay, if I could have a motion to approve the meeting minutes with that correction from Barstow to Barlow Elementary.
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, the motion is,
Abstained because I wasn't there.
okay, then the motion is carried.
So,
Yeah, but I read, we can read them.
oh, yeah.
It's entirely up to you. I am fine either way. You can abstain if that is how you prefer to do it. Okay, so, do we have any public comments? Does not appear to be so. We will move on to the director's report, statistics and other updates. Nancy?
Cool, awesome. Okay, so we will just start with the actual regular report. So we had more active card users in December than we did in November, as well as more questions asked. I wonder how many of those were actually about the renovation stuff that's going on. Online access was also increased. Circulation was down a little bit, and then meeting room usage was down pretty significantly from where we normally are, but that was to be expected with, the chunk of our meeting rooms all closed. We still had 84.5 hours of usage, 56 meeting room reservations. We are actually using the romper room as a meeting room in addition to having the Jorgensen available. This is going to be the last week that Silver Creek is open before we start moving everything into here to be publicly accessible stacks.
And that'll be closed about 7 days.
Yeah, we'll be closed. So we're going to close well, that's a discussion topic, but we would request that we close for a full 7 days to be able to move everything and get staff up to, understanding the new space and how things will be working up until when we move again in June. So this meeting room will be closed until June. Programs, we had significantly less, again, because our spaces are all tied up right now and it's difficult to get out in the community. Everybody is really focused on preparing to do the move, which is going to be a big project over the course of that week. We still did 8 programs. One of those was an all ages program, and that program had 350 people at it because it was the Breakfast with the Elves with the written noon iguanas that Linda did. We had a total estimated value of services of $95,000. And then some pictures from our community engagement highlights. So we had the Letters to Santa mailbox here in the library. There were 53 letters that children wrote to Santa, and then Ashton over at Parks and Rec handled the mailing of the letters.
Nice.
Susie had the memory cafe at the Senior Activities Center, which was right after the city holiday party, actually. So we got to see some of these folks come in, and they had a blast. They were playing some reindeer games here, which was very funny. There's a video of it on our Facebook page, and it's a delight to watch how much fun they're having. And then this is the Breakfast with Elves with Ripon Kiwanis, which is part of the Dickens events. So here's Linda with some people. She brought a book display, and so here are people reading the books, and he was actually doing like a little surprise story time with some of the kiddos there. And she also brought the romper room activities as well, and some items from the toy library. Flip through this. Okay, so that is December in review. I also put together a 2025 year in review, which gives us like a whole year breakdown. My goal is to continue doing these, and then at a certain point we'll actually have a trend line for multiple years in a row to see what the actual trends are. But as this is the first time this has ever been done, and everyone is overseeing this is kind of where we're at when we have. So totals for the year, 14,483 active card users. So that's people using their card throughout the course of the year. 7,321 program attendees at our programs. I think we had over 600 programs over the course of the year, and so that's almost like a 10 times attendance rate for that. 40,000 plus total visits because we haven't had access to the data for October, November, December, but as of October we had 40,800 total visits as of that time. 99,000 checkouts, 121,000 computer minutes, and approximated $1.35 million in provided community value. So you can kind of see our user trends. It actually like builds up towards summer reading in June and July, and it kind of tails down towards the end of the year. And that's kind of true for active users, checkouts, and then as well as program attendance, just as people get busier during the holiday season. And then it ramps back up. And I know Susie and Linda are thinking about revamping our summer reading program this year. So the programs are going to look very different than they have previously, just because, again, we're not going to have the space probably by the beginning of June, which is when it traditionally starts. But hopefully we can, maintain this kind of trend line. Service highlights, so library learning engagement. Oh, I did the wrong number for that. Programs offered, program attendees, over 6,000 questions were asked of our staff. 1,100 room reservations over the course of the year, with over 1,600 hours of usage for those rooms.
Impressive, it's impressive.
Yeah. 3,000 computer sessions. That was individual people logging in and using their library card to get on the computer, and then they use the computers for up to 121,000 minutes. And then we had over 5,000 Wi-Fi users, so people using their own devices in the building. 74,000 of our checkouts were physical materials that we actually own and are present in the building, whereas 21,000 of them are digital materials. So for us, that's just Overdrive and Libby.
So on that visits on
Yeah.
top, that's not like a e-checkout of a book, that's people who physically
No,
walk
so
in.
this is everything. So this is physical checkouts and digital, and
But
then
the-
this one.
But the visits on top, the 40.
Oh,
that's
yeah, the visits
walk
is
in.
people actually coming inside the building, yeah. And then,
And the visit totals, that's tabulated by when they
yeah,
come?
we have a people counter up
Yeah.
front, yeah. So that's why we don't have data for the last 3
Will it
months.
be the same
because-
people counting with the new renovation?
Yeah, it would just be, it would only be the workers right now.
But I mean, we're not getting that,
Oh, we're getting it back post renovation. We should get it back once we get our main entrance back. So after we're closed for a full week and then we reopen the main entrance, we're gonna be using the main entrance again, and then the people counter will be back in play. So mid-February, so third week of February, we'll have the people counter back. So I would actually start looking at the visit counter again starting in March, because February and January are gonna be not correct right now. So it's counting, but it's just people coming in and out doing the tiling and stuff right now. And then the community value, so 1.35 million in value to the community, with $670,000 in local funding. So that would be our actual tax breakdown from the city as well as County Fond du Lac. Basically, we provide $2 of value for every dollar we spend or $1 we have in funding. And then, based on Breck's question to me a couple of months ago, I actually did a breakdown of where all of this, the value comes from. So the bulk of our value comes from circulating collections. Let me increase the size of this. So $1.1 million just comes from the circulating materials. So that's both our physical collection and the digital collection, all of those checkouts. So the 99,000 checkouts are in that. Programs are our next big ticket item at $73,000 of value, which I'm estimating based on just $10 per person that attends a program, basically. Computer and Wi-Fi, $63,000. Reference service, so the questions that are asked of our staff, $55,000. And then all of our meeting room reservations would bring $40,000 of value. And all of that is calculated using Winnabox's ROI calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Any questions or things that you would prefer to see on this or would like to see in addition to these stats?
I like that this is a really helpful reference tool for us to kind of get a visual, explanation of
Yeah,
what people are using.
really helpful.
So do you think those ups and downs follow a normal year's up and down, or is that because of the renovation? Some of both, huh? I would say November, December kind of go down anyway, don't they?
November, December definitely go down anyway. I think that probably September probably tended more down. It also tends down because of back to school, but then that was also when we were doing a bunch of shifting
Yeah.
and changing of things,
So-
and people didn't know where to park and all that
Let's see
stuff.
how it goes next
So
year.
yeah, it's
Or
definitely a
even the
mix.
next year after next year, right?
Yeah.
We won't know normal until, yeah.
Yeah, until at least a year out. I can look back at at last year's data in 2023 and start piecing things together. But yeah, this is just an enormous amount of data in one quick snapshot, so.
But the dip would be more because of renovation than even the holiday break, wouldn't it?
I really think it's just a combination. I don't know how much we're impacted by the holiday break if I'm just so new to the community. So I don't know if this is the normal that we can expect if people are just traveling a lot and doing things out of the city for their holidays, or, I mean, maybe that's an opportunity for us as staff to say, we have things for you to do here during your holiday break when people are visiting here, like come into the building. So it's definitely a thing that we can work on and see how it trends over the next 5 years.
Thank you.
It seems like there was a pretty drastic drop in active users in November and then
Yeah.
a hop back up in December. What do you think that was caused by? Because the other ones kind of slowly go down toward the
Yeah.
end of the year, and that one really dropped and then bumped back up again.
I do not know why the active users
They're counting
bumped down so
better,
much.
the people counters.
In November, they're just like, we don't care.
We don't care. I wonder if November people are just too busy prepping for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And just being like, I gotta prepare my house and do all this extra stuff. I mean, there was so much stuff just even in the community, like leading up to Dickens even,
Yeah.
like so many people were involved in the Dickens celebrations that I can see that impacting it too, because that was the first weekend in December.
Sure.
So it was just like, there were a lot of things going on in November and December that could drastically impact that. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because our checkout number is actually higher in November than December than the amount of active users.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that did checked out a
Checked
lot
out.
of stuff.
There was just nothing left for other people. I think that
They actually
we
just
found
took
the
all the stuff.
explanation.
That's actually why. Okay, cool. And then I'll go into my actual spiel that I have on here as well. Okay, so January is also kind of a transitional month for programming. Staff is really focusing on moving materials and preparing for our renovation-related closures that we're hoping happen in a few weeks. But staff were really actively involved with holiday events. Susie and Robin participated and walked in the Dickens Day Parade. If you saw a hippo and a blow-up Christmas tree, that was Susie and Robin in the holiday parade. Linda hosted breakfast with elves. Susie was also part of the Dickens Living Windows,
Which
and
one was she in?
she participated in Tour of Homes. I do not know.
Should
ask.
her.
And then we also helped put together the city's Enchanted Forest tree. And in years past and this year, we've helped really have that tree and decorated it for the city as well. So renovation work is ramping up super quickly in the new year. Carpeting in the children's room and installation of the new circulation desk are almost totally done. We had a renovation meeting this afternoon, and like punch out lists for both of those areas are gonna be end of January. And so it's really, really coming along. We're on track for closure and moving during the week of February 9th through the 16th. Susie, with Andrew and Leah's help, has been working extensively on relocating collection materials to storage from upstairs, running all of the lists for things that are circulating less frequently, and moving them into storage. So it's been really piecemeal in that way to keep the most popular and most used materials as accessible as possible. So she's been doing so much labor on that. If you see her, please tell her good job and thank you. She's doing it almost like a one-woman show. It's been intense. Additionally, we are exploring options for new signage in our renovated spaces, because we're on the hook for all the costs for some of the signage that goes up. And so we have actually been working on 3D printing some of our own stuff. So there was some kerfuffle about the different restroom signs. It was gonna cost an enormous amount to like match some of the restroom signs. And so we're like, we can 3D print these.
Way to go.
It's like, this is an option that we found if they couldn't find a decent price. As well as the new carrying corner sign. So this was like the test print today. There's a couple of changes that we're making. But this is gonna be a sign that will actually go up in the building.
Good.
So a lot of like the genre ranges upstairs or any of the signage in the building, we will probably be 3D printing
Is that
ourselves.
Braille underneath?
Yeah, so we found like files that allow us to Braille 3D print to make everything even more accessible than we have had. Yeah, so we're super excited about that. It's become almost a joke where when we realize we need something, somebody will ask like, can we 3D print it? And then, just because I said I would show photos, I have photos. So this was just last week, the 7th, where they were like, they started carpeting on the 7th that day, and they're like done. Like they have done the entire room. So this was like at halfway, and you can see like the new fancy light fixture is all in there, it all got delivered. Like last week of December, it was delivered and installed. And then carpeting is all done. So this room is almost completely good to go. Circulation desk, it's been fascinating to watch. They actually had like a puzzle piece template of like they had laser printed puzzle pieces to like lay out to make sure exactly where things should go.
Cool.
You can kind of see it here, like this beige chunk is actually like a giant puzzle piece that they put in. It's been really fun to watch. And so they did like the built-in casework for the behind the desks behind here. And then this is going to be like one of the pieces that people see immediately when they come in. It's going to be on two sides. Did I swivel over? Oh. Nope. But yeah, so you can see it all kind of coming together. And then this is all the tiling that is starting to go in. So they have like a quarter of it done right now. It's these big slate pieces that are going in. And so this is all the way from like basically where it starts in children's all the way around to where like the elevator door is right now. So they have this all pieced out, and so now it's like drying and nobody can touch it. And then they're currently they were putting in glass yesterday and today as well to put in the new tinted windows.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The project manager was kind of laughing
Very
because they took out the door before they realized that like, oh, we don't have that yet. And so they're like, put up the plywood, it's fine.
Where's the door? Oh.
Yeah, like, oh, whoops. So that's why there's a plywood door right now, because there was a mistake made. They like cut the pieces of glass exactly to the dimensions, and so trying to get in and out of it has been really interesting to watch. But yeah, so all of that is coming along super, super fast now. I emailed you guys about this last week, where there's a failed valve in the first floor women's bathroom.
Yep.
It was very startling. Somebody was in there and had flushed, and then like whoosh, like cartoon movie explosion of water, gallons and gallons of water coming out. And Ben was like, I need a screwdriver, and like very quickly turned off the water and like really saved us. So that was amazing. All the kudos to Ben. I was just like, I'll call Terry. I don't know what to do with it. So that was great. We just had a little bit of a leak come down from the first floor into the basement, but yeah, he caught it in time before anything could happen. So that was great. We did have our annual boiler inspection. 2 of our 4 boilers did not pass. One is just missing a pressure gauge, which I guess for boilers you just have to have a certain number of pressure gauges, and we're missing one. And then the other one, it was recently installed. The code just changed for 2026. And so they didn't have the right piping material for the 2026 code. It fit the 2025 code. And so the boiler inspector's like, yeah, they gotta come back and fix it so it's up to 2026 code. So that will be happening and coming up. It's fine. It just gave me a little bit of a brain problem when it happened.
You only had 50%.
Yeah, I was
here,
like,
so.
what is happening? We're doing 2-page interviews this week. We did one yesterday and we have one tomorrow. Leah Hash, who's been a long time page here, she just took a more full-time position. It's 25 hours a week over at Green Lake. And so she's still willing to help us out on call. If we need a substitute, we can still give her a call and she'll come work here. But yeah, so she actually lives in Green Lake. And so for her and her family, it's just best that she works there. Otherwise, library staff participated in a training session with Ingram, who is our new book vendor, kind of replacing Baker and Taylor. I'll be honest, Ingram is much clunkier than Baker and Taylor. It is not very intuitive, so it will be a learning curve, and I know that Linda will be leaning heavily on other vendors like Libraria, who's much more intuitive and has better customer service right now, because Ingram has just been inundated with everybody trying to find a new vendor. But Susie and I will keep chugging along with Ingram and figure it out and order new stuff there. And then if the renovation wasn't enough, it's almost annual report time for the state. So I'll be pulling all of the data we have and putting that into a report for the library system, who then takes it to the state. Those don't open for another week or 2, at which point I will be furiously entering data to get it done as accurately and quickly as possible so we can get back to focusing on the renovation. Along with this, kind of dipping a little into the financials, we also began purchasing more heavily using our Overdrive Advantage account. So we started an Overdrive Advantage account, which means that when we purchase materials through Overdrive, our patrons get first click at it. So if you put something on hold and we purchase a copy, you're going to the top of the list in our queue for those materials. And then if none of our patrons access it for 6 months to a year, then it goes to the state level consortium. But this is just a way for us to increase that accessibility, as we're gonna be reduced accessibility for the next 6 months.
So do digital items still have like a limited number of checkouts before they're like, you have to repurchase that item?
So there are a couple of different ways that the digital checkouts happen. So if you're familiar with Hoopla, where it's like a click and you have to pay for it. So Libby Overdrive does have that as an option, like a cost by circ model, so that exists. We really use that for like our book clubs when we know we have a bulk of people that want it and need it right now for the next month. We can put a cap on how much money we'll spend per title though. So that's one way that like this Hoopla wouldn't let you do that per item. And so Libby does let you do that. So we have that as an option. The other way is metered access. So the most traditional way is it's one copy that you pay, let's say $60 for that copy, and you get 26 checkouts. And then once it's been checked out 26 times, it goes away. And so like it doesn't just live forever. At that point, like the holds will build up for us and we get a notification that says like, you have 1 million holds for this Colleen Hoover book. And then we would be like, oh, should we buy a new copy? So yeah, so that's how it works, if that answers your question. Great. Cool.
Question.
That's everything on my director's report.
So then your other option would
Yeah.
be buy some hardcovers if you can see that it's way over reserved on Libby, then you could just buy
Yes,
some hardcover.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know that Susie and I have talked about it, I mean, so post renovation, just because we won't have as much space as we would like. But trying to use like the Overdrive Libby hold requests to inform our physical material purchasing.
What's getting checked out, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It is really interesting to look at the Overdrive hold statistics, because like they don't match. It's like, we have all of the Harry Potters here, and we have them on like audiobooks, but then when you look at the Overdrive, it's like, why are there so many holds on this? And yeah, it's just like, I don't know what people are doing.
I mean, if
They're
people
just like, I want it on my device.
They want to do it
Yeah, they
that
just
way
wanna
now,
do
yeah.
it digitally, yeah. Or
Well,
it's-
then they can just wait, I'm kidding. Done.
Boy, you're just gonna get pitchfork for that. You're gonna get pitchfork for that remark there, Janet.
Cool. Then finance.
I did not,
So Sean just sent over.
oh.
This guy. So this is the capital projects fund. Let me see if I can open it in a different window so it's not itty bitty. Oh, stop. Projects. Okay, so these are all the checks that we had paid through in December, which is just off of mine. It looks like they don't have the $5,000 for overdrive that we put in.
That's on, it's on here.
Yeah, so this is my version.
Oh.
This is the backup of like what I know I put in as invoices, and then this is the stuff that actually got entered by the accounting software.
Do you think it might be a time lag?
I think it's a time lag. Also, the clerk just started, like at the end of December, and so trying to catch up on everybody's invoices, like this is just us. I can't imagine what the entire city's is right now. And then they're trying to come up and like close out the year financially. And so they're just coming up against a lot of deadlines, so I'll give some grace on it. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, we're pretty close on the total if you just add.
So, on your paid invoices.
Yes.
There's one that's for Baker and Taylor's right at the top.
Yep.
Dated from February of 2025.
I found a list of multiple invoices from really early 2025. There were a couple from 2024, and then there was one that snuck in from like or two that snuck in from September that like they got lost in the sauce somewhere. Like I don't know what happened. I think like some of them were because of like a transition period where people didn't know where to put stuff, and so it just like got lost in the shuffle of materials. But yeah, these
Did they
should
show
be,
up like in the mail, they came as overdue or something?
there was like a statement that they mailed us afterwards. They're like, you're missing these invoices.
Because you started in what month?
What was that, sorry? I started in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't have, I think Alex left in what, December? It was?
January maybe, I don't, yeah.
I think
So-
Alex started in
She started in
December. So she
left
started in
March,
December
okay.
and she, left in
Oh,
March,
okay,
April,
yeah.
May, somewhere in spring.
All right.
And so some of that was just the overlap, or like even, there's still the growing pains of like what Alex was processing and what Susie and Linda were processing, and sometimes their wires just got crossed, so there's been like a lot of accounting fixes happening on our end
Yeah.
as well. And so these were just some of the ones that got all goofy. There were like a bunch of, and then, other vendors like, Gail Thorndike also sent us this crazy statement that said we had all of these invoices missing, but then when we followed up on it, their software just had like a crazy wrinkle, and they're like, no, you're fine. It was like, I got like 9 invoices from them that said they weren't paid, and they were like from 2024 through this year, and I was like, no, how? So I've just been like buried in invoices for the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
But yeah, everything else should be relatively
No, nothing else unusual.
Business as usual, yeah.
That's always good. Questions or comments from anyone? Okay, good. So let's move on to the next item, which is discussion and possible action regarding framing of the Brown art print.
So this is your action item.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you back up for a minute to that, to the stuff that we paid?
Oh,
I
shoot,
did see, Ben went to a training,
yes.
the findability workshop, what is that? And I'm sorry, I was distracted for a moment.
No,
Can you
you're
tell me
totally
what
fine.
that is? It looks very interesting.
Yeah, so, sorry, I'm trying to look into this. So libraries notoriously have so much stuff, like we just talked about, even losing our own invoices, unfortunately, through various processes. So the findability workshop was actually done through Winnifox. They had it as part of their, like, all walls, so every library within the Winnifox automated library system. We have a meeting every quarter, and so as part of that meeting, they brought Kim Hoffman, who works at Oshkosh Public Library. And so they spent like the last 2 to 3 years improving how people can find the files, like historic documents within like their own library's documents. So like if you're looking for a procedure or a policy, you should be able to find it within 2 minutes. And so it was, so Ben attended that because we're going to be doing that post renovation, is we're gonna make it much easier for staff to find what they need to find as quickly as possible. And so that's what the findability workshop was. It was Kim walking us through her process and showing what's possible, like the naming conventions, like what files or folders and who has access to things and where to store them, as we just get closer to moving off of our own like hard drives and onto like a shared cloud drive. Basically, we'll be using the Microsoft 365 OneDrive and like SharePoint for all of that data.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to ask about that because
Yeah.
it looks so interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting name, for sure. Okay, and then I think the Grammy print that we have is something Stormwash geese.
Yeah, I actually, I think it's that one, right?
Oh, sorry, this one?
I thought it was with a storm, but I'm not sure because it's now been a year and a half since I've seen it.
Oh, I think it's this one.
I think it's that one
It's
too.
this one. Yeah.
This one, well, I don't know where this is worth $10,000. It is not an original, it's a print.
It's a print,
It's a signed and numbered print.
yes.
So
It
it's
has an
probably-
authentication certificate.
It's probably worth $300 or $400.
Or more.
No, about like that, because he was spreading them out like crazy. That gallery knew he didn't have long to live.
How big?
Hmm?
How big?
It's like a poster size.
It's very big, it's very big. And this is something the previous board president and I talked about, we wanted to get it framed. And I'm wondering if we could look into doing that, getting a quote of, and I think the frame is probably gonna be $400 or $500 itself.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's, you just don't walk into Dollar General and get a print, frame for that. I would probably
It's
use
worth
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful print, I think it would really highlight, someplace in the library with that, a little artwork, and we have it already, and it's never been shown as far as I know. So I'd like to know if there is any interest in getting that done. I think we can find it in the budget someplace.
Would the designers have a problem? I mean, they probably got, you know, their artwork is sort of picked out, isn't it, or themes or no?
There isn't even any artwork
Okay.
that's for the walls. That'll all be on us. I know that in like the adult and teen areas, we actually did even ask for a few walls to remain like without shelving
Okay.
units on them so that we could put up art. So there will be space.
Doug, could you remind me of the historical value and how it got it and
Oh, okay, so, cleaning out, it was Desiree's closet, when she was director here. Mary texted me or called me one day, said, hey, there's this big print of Grammy in the back closet. I never had known it was even there. So, it was, as far as we can tell, because there is a banker's name on it from Rosendale Bank and Trust, which doesn't exist anymore because it was bought by National Exchange Bank, I think. And he had it sent here in a way that I'm not really for certain about, but it's in our closet. Okay? And I don't recall if the address on it is the Ripon Library or what, but there was a volitional act to give it to us. And it was just never, it just sat there in the closet for all these years. And I believe the postmark predates Gramy's death by a couple of years, if I recall. And it is such a beautiful print. And he was from Fond du Lac County, so this was his county. And I know there was at least one elementary school in the Fond du Lac School District that has a Gramy print, a signed number print hanging in their visitors area of the elementary school. And it's not anything rare or valuable. There are thousands of these prints done, signed and everything, but it's big and it's beautiful. And I think that we should, what's it on there? Is it on to, I think we should do it and act on it and get some quotes, frame quotes sometime. It is not a priority, like don't run out and do it tomorrow, but if we could start that, we get an idea, we can send it out, have it matted and framed, and then we could tuck it away someplace for a while.
well, I'd hang it up?
Well, it's just being renovated right now.
What I like, it's represented Wisconsin. I go to Ducks Unlimited, not far from here. It's a beautiful picture. You know, the spread of the birds is inspiring. So I'm in favor of that.
I move that we look into it and get an estimate on what a framing would cost, and then we can decide.
let's do that. If it's outrageous, well, then we'll have to figure that out. But
Well, you have to pay for framing. That makes the picture really is the way you frame it and mat it.
I
right.
think just, voting on it and without knowing how much it would cost
Right.
is,
Let's
not
just get an
something we do,
estimate.
but I would love to see how much it would cost.
Let's get an estimate and come
Yeah.
back. We're not in any hurry
No.
right now, but if we could get that nailed down and done, because it's just been floating through for a couple of years.
Utilize what we have right in front of us.
I think it's up in your closet, if I'm not mistaken,
It
upstairs.
is, I did open it and look at the plaque.
It is nice. It's a nice print, and it's just been sitting there.
What kind of finish is on the?
I think it's a glossy, semi-glossy print.
I did not open the front.
I don't recall. It is very nice, and I'm thinking maybe we could also have that authenticity
Yeah,
in there, shown there too, that this is a for real print,
Yeah.
because they can mat that out and frame that. I mean, if we're gonna spend $500, let's spend a little more, right?
So we'll get an estimate, is what you?
Keep
Yeah,
this
let's-
in mind next time you vote on the budget.
Yeah, well, this is just, this is something we've had
And again,
that's
we
never
can-
been shown.
We can find the money somewhere else if we have to, but yeah, I mean, once we know what we're looking at.
Then we can figure out what we wanna do.
Right.
But it was donated, and we've never shown it as far as I
And
know.
they usually put that glass on too that's gonna protect it from the sun or whatever.
That's right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
acid-free matting.
Which costs.
And there'll be cost variation. You can pay a lot or you can go more.
Well, and it's gonna be worth more framed. Probably it'll
Sure,
almost double in value if it's framed, so.
and it'll preserve it. How many heard of Grammy before?
Oh, yeah, I've known about it before. We used to have a signed Grammy print in our house.
News to me, but
We used to.
I like him.
Cool.
So Lisa, are we gonna vote?
Yes, if we're done with the discussion, all those in favor of seeking an estimate to have the frame printed?
Framed.
That's what I meant, the print framed, not the frame printed. which would be a whole other cost.
And that's what she would have written,
We
wouldn't
could
you?
look at
Yes,
the
yeah.
3D printing.
She's got your back, no, yeah.
Okay, all those in favor of obtaining an estimate?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. Excellent. Now, who wants to do it? Anybody know where there's some framing now that,
I think up in the valley, there's some,
what was that?
I think up in the valley, Appleton maybe?
Okay.
We'd have to
Hobby
look it
Lobby
up.
does frame.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby does,
That's where I go.
they'd be able to handle it, wouldn't they?
Yes.
They should, yeah.
I've been to Hobby Lobby recently, they have really strong, production, that they have artists there, frame artists that can help.
Ripon Drug was, wonderful,
Yes.
but she's gone, so.
Where was that?
And, to give you an estimate at Hobby Lobby, I'm talking the one in Oshkosh.
Well, I can, stop and get an estimate. I'm gonna need some, probably,
The
side
dimensions.
dimensions, yeah. So if you could just get that to me whenever it's
You
fine.
could call too.
It's best if you take it, because they will help you pick.
Well, right, because they wanna see it, if they're gonna
Colors
pick out the colors and the color of the
Yeah,
frame,
they'll-
what type of frame is appropriate, they're gonna wanna see the print. I think.
Okay, well then I'll come and pick up the print at some
Snag the
point.
print,
I'll
yeah.
snag the print, okay. I'll let you know ahead of time if I'm just not gonna show
It's
up.
already packaged.
All
It's
right,
just
wonderful.
We might find
I
it's
think
worth
the frame
$1,000.
workshop up in Appleton's got, good reviews.
Where's that?
Up in Appleton, frame workshop,
Where in Appleton though? Could you be a little more specific? I've not ever heard of this place.
yeah.
I mean, I could do it, but I'm gonna be gone in February, and I don't know that we wanna wait till March unless you're okay with that. I would take it to Appleton, but I don't wanna commit to something,
Yeah, well, just get some estimates and,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't mind going to Appleton. I'm there
Yeah.
all the time anyway.
the frame shop, I think, up there is a frame workshop.
Mhm.
There's also the art house in, Oshkosh, I think, might be one to do it.
What did you say the name was in the Appleton Frame Workshop?
The frame workshop.
I would think two would be plenty,
Yeah.
unless one seems
And
really good right away, then, yeah.
Oshkosh is very quality, but it might be more cost effective than some of those.
All
Just
right,
get the estimates and we'll talk about it. That's all we
sounds
can do.
good.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is discussion and possible approval of a temporary closure of the library for up to 7 consecutive days for collection, relocation, and reinstallation, with the exact timing to be determined by the library director based on contractor scheduling, with the library director responsible for, this was a very long
This
sentence.
is a very long, is it a sentence?
Responsible for providing public notice and reporting of the actual closure dates to the board.
Great. Yeah, so because when we were talking about making this agenda, we didn't know the exact dates or if the dates would change. So yeah, I apologize for the very long
It's
sentence.
all encompassing.
It's all encompassing.
You gotta love that.
Basically, I mean, the reality of it is we're gonna need a full week to move everything to where it should go for the next 6 months. Because it's gonna be moving all of the children's stuff into the new children's department, and then it's gonna be moving all of the adult stuff into this room, but we have to assemble all of the shelving. We have to put all of the books here. I mean, that's thousands of items. Susie's been going through her adult nonfiction list. It's 170 pages just for the stuff that she's putting into the Nashroom storage. So that's just a quarter of our collection. We have to move everything. So we really just need to get all hands on deck and move everything. So we would be looking Monday, February 9th through Sunday, February 15th, and then reopening on Monday the 16th. Is what I'm really asking for. So yeah, we're gonna need all staff on hand to be there from Monday through Friday, and then we're not gonna have any staff hours left on Saturday and Sunday to even reopening to the public and for our staff on a Saturday when it's usually a minimal staffing anyway. It just feels weird. So
You can't put anything on the children's side except the children.
We could put other stuff in the children's side, but it would still need to all be moved. And then when all of the new bookshelves are coming and all of the new furniture is coming at the same time, I think end of January / first week of February is when all of the furniture is coming for that area. And so to like put
Oh,
anything
I
else
gotcha.
in there, it's gonna be like, we won't be able to open that section either, almost, cause it would just become full storage.
Is this gonna be placing a similar burden on the staff of moving and saving us all the money like we just gave them an award for?
Yeah. It's saving more money. Because that would have been a much easier move, just moving everything from there across the hallway. This is like moving across the hallway and downstairs.
Is this
And
too
then-
much to ask of them to do this again?
I don't know that we have a choice at this point. Like it, an extra $150,000 probably in just moving stuff was not originally budgeted. Like we don't have the money to do that. Or to like move it to a storage unit, even if we're gonna do a quick and easy move. Like we're kind of just cornered into having to do it like this. We don't.
Do pages help as well?
Yeah, it's gonna be pages, library assistants, full-time staff, it's gonna be everybody.
Are there any community people that you would?
Yeah.
Just gonna ask if we were gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna ask for
some
volunteers, absolutely.
And would Adam have anybody from the city that could come in? And during the regular pay, they're being paid anyway, but could he lend them to you for whatever few hours they could?
I mean, we can definitely ask. I know like DPW has already been doing us a solid with moving, like if you look around this room, actually, even a big chunk of this furniture is already out of this room because DPW has been coming over and removing things for us. So like all of the Nash room has been removed and moved into
And they've done that
across the
for
street.
you? That's
Yeah, they've been
wonderful.
coming over and helping out all the time. And so they'll also be emptying this room in the future as well.
If you get 50, 100 people from the community that volunteer, do you have a plan how to use them?
That is currently what we're workshopping.
Okay.
We've talked about it. We're kind of doing almost like a what is that called? Each library. So like Ben will be in charge of doing like all of the circulation desk area. Linda will be in charge of children's,
Good.
and then Susie is going
So
to
they
be in charge
watch
of.
their own area? then?
Yeah, so they're gonna be handling the tasks and people for their own areas, and then I will be like triaging people to help figure out what tasks need to be done with how many people. And so we're all working on a separate list for what needs to get done when and how many people can contribute to that. So we don't wanna get to a point where we have all these people willing to help, but we don't have tasks or things that people can do. And so we're workshopping that right now. We have another full staff meeting on Friday to specifically discuss the items.
So when you have sign up, you'll know exactly how many you can use.
Yep.
And what they'll be doing.
Yep, exactly.
So how are you, recruiting volunteers?
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna put it out on Facebook and then in our newsletter, and then we've already had so many people like very lovingly ask when we need volunteers and just reach out to them.
That's
Good.
wonderful.
Yeah, so we
And
we
you've kept a
know-
list of those?
I think Susie, Ben, and Linda have a list of names of people that have asked to volunteer. I wanna say like quite a few people have reached out and said like, just let us know when. And so, yeah, we've just been waiting for the exact date. To, like, get out.
People who aren't working during the day.
Like Jan.
What?
Like Jan.
I'm gonna be on the beach. Sorry.
And like Dave will come, I'll make.
He'll be on the beach with me, so
No,
sorry.
I understand.
You're not old till 90 now, so. 70's young, 80's young now.
Okay, so
What
do
about the
we,
schools,
do we vote on this?
the high school?
I don't think we have much of a choice,
I
but
don't
yes.
So is there like a plan B, if disaster, you didn't get it done, then you just extend it? You have a
Yeah,
way
if
to
disaster-
communicate that?
If
Yeah.
disaster happens and we can't get it done, that would be me emailing or calling Lisa. And being
I don't
like,
take phone
hey,
calls, so you better email.
hey, can we get an emergency closure for Monday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or Tuesday or whatever it is.
yeah, and just
Okay.
be like, hey, we need more time.
But the dates look okay, do you think?
Who are we asking? They should be great.
I think they look fantastic. They do. Yeah, I mean, February, probably not the busiest month.
Yeah.
of the
It's
year,
usually
and I think giving people enough heads up that, hey, this is when we're gonna close, they're gonna be very understanding of that.
Mhm.
If we can get those volunteers in there, that's wonderful, and I think we can make this work.
So that's Monday, February 9th through Sunday, February 15th?
Yeah, so
And
it'd be
the
really-
alternatives would have been to, a lot of libraries had to move to another location. We didn't
Yeah.
have to do that, even Brandon had to do that, and that is way major. This is minor compared to what some libraries have to do when they,
Good.
you know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
And you think you could open on the 16th?
Yeah,
Monday?
I do. I mean, like, we've been trying to prepare as much as possible. I mean, once the carpet went in the children's room, like, we're already starting to place, like, where the new shelving units will go or where they need to be disassembled and reassembled to. So we're trying to do as much preparation as possible before we even get to that closure
Well,
date.
and the whole mystery collection was gone when I went in the other day. I mean,
True.
it was just gone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, apparently we're doing this already. So,
Was
Yeah.
there a
Okay.
motion?
We need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve February 9th through the 15th for a library closure.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. Awesome. Okay.
God be with you.
Thank you. Yes, all the staff.
Amen.
Yeah, you know what, don't bother Janet, she'll be at the beach.
Thinking about you though.
Right. Gosh, I wish I was at the library moving stuff right now.
Will you be
Instead
there
of
for a
drinking
full
this Mai Tai in my
month? Gone
bikini.
for a month? She deserves it, come on.
She does.
Has nothing to do with that.
All right, next item on the agenda, discussion and possible approval of a 2026 service agreement with JH Controls. Maintenance agreement or software only agreement. Oh, this is for HVAC and temperature control systems. For consideration of preventative maintenance. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit, Nancy, did we not?
I feel like
Email
it
or
probably,
something?
yeah, I emailed context about this, just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
let people know a little bit about it. Basically, like, so J&H has been doing all of our HVAC and controls management and all of that stuff. Our software to help us manage all of our HVAC, you know, the boilers and all of that jazz. We used to have a service agreement just for the software, I believe, and that ended in 2021. So we haven't updated the software at all since then, and so it has expired and no longer works. So like when we called a text saying like, hey, we can't change the temperature of the building or help address some of the issues, and said, yeah, your software doesn't work. Like we have to update it, which means you need this agreement. At bare minimum, we need that agreement. What I would like to move into doing is the full preventative maintenance plan. So that means that they come in and they service multiple times a year and do checks and updates and make sure that everything is running smoothly so we can catch problems before they become true disastrous problems, or, you know, things happen with boilers where they're working fine and then all of a sudden, why isn't it working, and you have to get a new one because you didn't catch a problem soon enough, which is thousands of dollars.
So we've not had maintenance over the last 5 years either?
We've never had a preventative maintenance plan on our HVAC.
That is crazy to me and dangerous, financially, if nothing else.
So it's only heating, cooling.
It's only what, sorry?
It's heating, cooling, HVAC.
Yeah.
Nothing with security, nothing with the cameras, nothing with anything, it's just
It's
heating and
just
cooling.
that, yep.
And this is what the city would recommend to you? Have you run this by them?
Yeah, so they have a different company that they have their preventative maintenance plan through, but yeah, they just signed their newest preventative maintenance plan through, is it like J&K? And they actually expanded it to involve other things that Alan, the Department of Public Works Director, thought that they should add.
So are we getting all new stuff? Or what of this are we getting new? Nothing?
The software, and then they come in and prevent.
But I meant with the
check our-
renovation.
We have one new boiler.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so it's gonna be very similar, so they're gonna be doing what they should have been doing all along, basically.
Yeah.
Or theoretically.
It's like oil changes on your car, basically, like going in for your 6-month annual health checkup. It's just making sure everything is continuing to run.
Is there anything in there that talks about if it, for 10 years or 15 years, it was boiling in the adult side and freezing in the children's side, or the other way around? Is there anything that guarantees you optimal temperature in the whole building?
Consistency.
I don't think there is that.
Boy, I hate that. You know, you pay this much money, you buy new stuff, and then if it doesn't work, you have no recourse.
Okay, so which one are we working on? Are you wanting us to approve tonight, or we want to?
I mean, my recommendation is the full preventative maintenance service plan, which comes with the software agreement. And so part of it also is like, so the entire preventative maintenance plan is, what's it, it's 6,000.
216.
Yeah, and then, so that comes with the software agreement, which is like 1,700. So based on just like what we paid in labor and parts for J&H in 2025, it is less money to go with the full preventative.
And that's per year.
What's in our budget?
That was my next question.
So our full budget for all of like our repair maintenance cost is like 7,800. But last year we spent 6,000 just on J&H. And that was without the software agreement, which is another 1,700. So
we could fit that in the budget then.
Yeah.
The 78 doesn't include anything but HVAC?
no, it includes more stuff, but we spent 6,000 just on HVAC last year.
And does it look like we'll be spending more outside that? Is that 7,800 gonna be enough? I guess that's what I'm saying.
It should be enough. It should be enough.
You're-
We got through
that's your-
2025 using the 7,800 and we would be spending less money this year with the preventative maintenance because it's usually the labor that is the extraneous cost.
You
It's so much
find that
more
too.
just for the labor.
It's the way.
And so if we're only paying for parts, like this should keep it relatively, like we'll actually know that our cost will be this amount of money instead of saying, we hope it's this amount of money this year. So this should
Well,
be
and it
much
may
more
have been
consistent.
less in years when it was newer.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
maybe that maintenance agreement didn't make as much sense as it does right now.
Absolutely.
The stuff is older.
Yeah.
And it seems irresponsible to not have something like this in place. It really, this could cost us a lot of money if we don't have this in place, so.
Okay.
But if something dies, we still have to buy the new one.
True.
It doesn't
Right,
include anything.
but we would maybe know ahead of time that it's starting to fail, and we could take measures to mitigate a cascading failure in someplace else, because those things are real and they do happen.
Exactly.
That's the assumption.
Well,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, so
If
what do
something
we
does
just
break-
vote?
If something does break, you have the hours for them to be here versus calling them, scheduling and paying more
Right.
per hour for
That's
them to
true.
come here and fix it.
It says they'll keep in force insurance for workman's comp, employer's liability, public liability, on page 3. Third to the last paragraph. J controls will keep in force at all times the terms of this agreement, insurance, workman's comp, and all that stuff.
Can they do it pretty quickly? Can they do it? If you agree to this and we hire them to do it, that new software has to be installed?
Yep.
They-
Yeah, they should be able to, I mean, whenever we've called, they've been in within
Yeah.
like a couple
We
of
use
days.
J&H at the
Oh,
school district and
okay.
they're fast.
Yeah, they're
And
usually
they
here
will be
all
out here doing it and they'll
Yeah.
probably set up some type of remote,
Yeah.
Okay.
check, so they can get in and fix things remotely and
Travis, you say you use J&H at the school?
yes,
For how many years, like?
many years, many. More than I would know.
Oh, they're
Worked with
Fond du
them
Lac.
for quite some
Yeah.
time,
Not-
yeah.
Not too far away either.
No,
They're really good.
Good.
Okay, any other discussions, or should we take a vote?
Which one are we voting on?
I don't think we have a
We need a
motion.
motion to approve the
Full.
preventative
Right?
maintenance agreement.
All right, I'll make a motion for the preventative maintenance service agreement in the amount of $518 per month, annual payment of $6,216.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. And then the final one is discussion and possible approval to extend the library's current strategic plan.
You have no time to, with everything going on. There's zero time, I mean, I don't know how much discussion even there is on this. Because
Oh, come on, we got plenty of time to do this, Travis.
how is there any time?
I know, yeah.
So yeah,
We'll put Travis on board this, he'll take it.
What are you saying, Travis?
they're with updating this,
The
strategic plan,
Yeah.
trying to update that now while all the renovations going on, while you're brand new and trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
Is almost impossible. I think it has to be extended by a year. I looked at this ahead of time and it's like, there's just no way.
And
Yeah.
plus, we're doing some of the stuff that it's saying to do.
Yeah.
I go 2 years.
So, for a while you
I mean, you can do whatever you want, I just want it at least a year.
So for a while you couldn't find it, but then you did find it.
I find it, and then it ends this year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good thing you didn't ask
I
these
don't know how you
questions
could do
during
it.
their interview.
or how it can be done.
Yeah, I think the process of going, like, planning your strategic plan is so valuable that why would you put yourself through it right now anyway?
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah, to spend the time that it needs
Yes,
to be done correctly and well.
absolutely. You have a lot of irons in the fire
Yeah.
right now.
It was
So
just really
there's
funny
just-
to see that it ends
Yeah.
this year, and it's like, oh, we really wanted everything done in 2026.
All right, any other discussion or can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to extend the current strategic plan through December 31st, 2027.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All
I
those
was going to jump in there. but I was
You're
like,
great.
this is insane to have you try to, let's give you more. Let's keep piling on.
Sure, let's do that, that sounds like a lot of
Well,
fun.
and
Eventually
you're
she's
even in a
gonna go, "You don't
position
need
to
it."
be knowing what the strategic plan should be until you've been here a
Yes.
year. Does that even make
That's
sense?
another one, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Was there any vote opposed to that? Okay, then the motion is carried. All right, do we have any items for the future library board meetings? Okay, I will try to come back, with an estimate on that framing by the next meeting. Try, I'm sure I can get it done.
Is there a hurry to get it done by the next meeting?
No,
No.
I'd
but,
say just,
But if it's done, it's done, and we can,
yeah.
because we can't put it up
Here's the
anyway.
thing,
Hang it in
if
my house.
I leave it for a little bit, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah, out of your
see-
brain.
that, see, it's been
I
sitting,
don't want you to feel rushed.
it's been sitting around for a while.
Yeah.
It's been talked about, but we need to really put it into action and just get that quote. We get the quote, then we can make a decision, send it out to be framed, and matted and framed, and come back, and then hanging it will be the last easier step, because everything else is done.
Good.
For the grand reopening. Maybe
Oh.
we'll have it hanging by then.
Okay,
There we go.
So I do have a little bit. Excellent.
no, you gotta go through it. When's the next meeting?
Yeah, do you want to meet then if it's the middle of the move?
Oh,
Yeah, February
yeah.
10th.
The day after you reopen, maybe?
Yeah, it would be the
Yeah, if you wanna
time.
move it to the 17th,
What day of the week?
I won't be.
that's still a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'd be good with that.
so I'll have county board, so I wouldn't be able to.
And I'll be out of here.
Oh, what's more important?
County.
I mean, I have no opposition for my district, so, I mean, I'm basically guaranteed to get voted back in April, so they don't need me.
Yeah, it's fine, you can phone it in this
There's
one
a whole
time.
bunch of other people there too.
Okay, do we need to vote on changing that date or
Oh, you did vote to change it?
Did we?
is it
Is
just?
that- I'm sorry, you suggested to what
I'm
date?
asking if we need to vote to change it just as a
Two,
temporary
let's
change.
decide what date we might want to change it to. 17?
17,
Works for me.
okay?
Hear that, Riley?
I sure did. Good for me. It's
Okay.
So
February
as long as you
7th.
have a quorum. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
I'm good.
4. Yeah, I think we can make it
Well, I
as
can
long as
Zoom.
you can come on the 17th.
I can Zoom.
From the
You can
beach.
Hey.
Zoom from the beach, booth. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'll be at the beach too.
here.
Which beach will you be at?
Flagler Beach.
Like,
That's for old people.
I'll be in Fort Myers.
Oh, well, you can Zoom too though?
I make a motion that we move the
probably
next
won't.
month's meeting to Florida.
I'm sure the library will pay my
Yeah,
first class
the
ticket down there.
Absolutely. I'm willing to drive, so everybody can hop into my car.
No, but I'm not willing.
Let's get an estimate on that.
I want that fancy airline.
Well, and you know, you can just let me know if you absolutely need me or not. And
Yeah.
if you have a full house, you probably won't.
Yeah,
So now,
okay.
we didn't vote yet though, did we? I'm sorry. I
We
wrote
did
it down.
not. I would need a motion to change.
I move that we schedule our next regular meeting for February 17th, 2026,
It's 5 PM.
at 5 PM.
And then, would you have a place here or are you still looking for a place?
It would probably be either across the street at City Hall or at the Senior Activity Center. They said we could do either of those locations.
What day
Depending on their
is
schedules.
the 17th?
So still a Tuesday.
Still a
Just
Tuesday.
the
Just the next Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay, please let us know and let Ripon Channel know too.
definitely will.
And can I get a second for that
Second.
motion?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. All right, I just need one more motion to adjourn.
Travis, take us home.
Motion that we
I'll move it.
adjourn.
Oh, okay, I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Nancy wants to be on record.
Aye. All those opposed? Yay, let's go home.